we go on the Wednesday edition. Mr. Irrelevant, Alex Strouf, Josh DiMaggio, Will Sommers, Hunter Vaughn with you on this Wednesday. NBA season is back Wednesday. Bucks Wizards tonight, game 1 of 82, as the Milwaukee Bucks look to reposition themselves as true title contenders in the Eastern Conference with Giannis Antetokounmpo. And the new addition in the offseason, Miles Turner. We will talk a little Bucks later. I'm going to the game tonight.
Did you hear Hunter talk about SportsCenter and then you got a little jealous and said, I'm going to do my own to open up the program?
You can hear that game right here on Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN. Yeah, so we're talking about, obviously this is a YouTube show, it's a podcast, so you're not listening to us on the radio. If you have never listened to ESPN Madison 100.5 FM in the Madison area, at the top of every hour, we do a 90-second SportsCenter update. So it's music, and then and then you go, hey, I'm Alex Strouf. Here's your update.
I have the bed right now. Do you want to do one? Do you want to do one, Strouf?
Yeah. Let's do one.
Yeah, let's do one.
For old
Let's do one. Let's do one.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio. This is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Yeah, it is. And I'm Alex Strouf, your SportsCenter update brought to you by our friends at Door County Distillery. Locally produced, handcrafted, award-winning spirits made locally in Door County. Visit their website, elevate your gathering at doorcountydistillery.com. The NBA season is back. How about a double overtime thriller last night for the reigning champs, Oklahoma City Thunder? Everything gets started tonight for your Milwaukee Bucks as they play host to the Washington Wizards. It's a 7 o'clock tip, a 6:30 pregame, and you can hear that game right here on Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN. We have all had it marked on our calendar since the NFL calendar came out earlier this year. It's the Green Bay Packers and the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday Night Football, or the Green Bay Packers versus Aaron Rodgers. Rodgers looking to become only the 5th quarterback in NFL history to beat all 32 active NFL franchises. He would join Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, Tom Brady, and Brett Favre if the Steelers end up winning on Sunday. That game, of course, a 7:20 p.m. kickoff. And Green Bay Game Day gets you started for it, hosted by me at 4 o'clock right here on ESPN Wisconsin. More Mr. Irrelevant coming up right after this.
Madison's trusted Kia.
I mean, I still got it.
B+.
I still got it.
You got everything you needed in the content. A little to be desired.
What I leave out?
It was a little general, but given the circumstances, you did well.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah. So anyway, we were
no prep or no plan.
Yeah, correct. So what I was trying to say is, in Madison, we did these every hour. So the 3.5 years I was in Madison, I did them all the time. And I miss them because it's such a thrill to, like, hey, you got to hit the post. You got 90 seconds to deliver an update. So I'm glad I just got to get that out as we start Mr. Irrelevant here on a Wednesday. Lots to talk about, including the aforementioned Aaron Rodgers, who I mentioned in my update at the top of the show. I'm going to reference that update. Joshy, this is your fault.
Sometimes I do things because I know they're going to tickle you, and it'll be better for us all.
Do you believe me doing a SportsCenter update is good for us all?
Yeah. Yeah, because you're in a good jovial mood now. You got that out of your system, and now you're ready to attack the program.
Let's go. Let's attack.
Yeah.
On 3. 1, 2, 3. Attack. DTM says A++. So there you go, Joshy.
Oh, wow. Easy grader, DTM.
So this Sunday has me jacked. And I know we still have a portion of the Packers fan base that maybe isn't the biggest fan of Aaron Rodgers, Joshy. But I'm rooting for him. We've talked about this before. I think this is last season. He did so much good in Green Bay. He won four MVPs. He won the Super Bowl with the Packers. He did so much good that it's hard for me to be bitter despite how the divorce ended up, right? I am not at a point where the breakup came and I go, oh, I wish bad things for my ex. I wish all the success in the world for my ex. And in this case, it's Aaron Rodgers. I think he's had a good season for being 41 years old, all things considered. 2 4-touchdown games ain't too shabby for the old vet. We talked about it, I think it was Monday. Or no, it was Friday, excuse me. the end of game heave that went 69 yards in the air. Like, to be able to do that at 41 years old is nice, Josh, despite the number. So all things considered, rooting for Rodgers, rooting for him to lose on Sunday. But if he plays well, I won't be upset. If we get some vintage Rodgers moments against this Packers defense, I wouldn't be upset. If we get a little Rodgers, Micah Parsons smack talk going in the third quarter, that kind of fire me up. So while I want the Packers to win, obviously, I want the Packers to win every game they play, I wouldn't be mad about seeing him play well. And ultimately, I wouldn't be mad about seeing Rodgers and the Steelers win that division and maybe make a little noise in the postseason. If it was Packers-Steelers in the Super Bowl 15 years later, that'd be fun. It won't happen. And Steelers aren't making the Super Bowl, sorry to break it to you. But, like, I root for Rodgers' success in what is likely his final season. I'm really excited to see him play the Packers as he tries to become the fifth quarterback to beat all 32 current NFL franchises, joining the company he's often regarded in, right? Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Brett Favre. That's the company he holds when it comes to his overall ranking and his overall standing in National Football League history. So it would be cool for him to complete that. I just hope that it doesn't happen and he does not beat the Packers on Sunday night. I'm also excited for this game because I think this is a good measuring stick game for the Packers. It seems as if they've played down to their competition a lot this season. The Steelers are a better team than the Browns. They're a better team than the Cardinals. They're a better defense. I'm just excited to see what this team is made of when the lights are shining bright on Sunday night. It's a national spotlight. And obviously, you're facing a familiar foe, old friend Aaron Rodgers. So for a bunch of different reasons, this game has me very, very excited Sunday night.
I anticipated to have a little more fire in my belly for this game than I do right now. It's a lot of apathy. The burning hatred of Aaron Rodgers has sort of dissipated a bit. Granted, he's speaking a lot less and voicing his asinine opinions and, lashing out at anybody he seems to have slighted him in any varying degree.
Can I ask you a quick question on that?
Yeah.
Does it upset you that now he's in Pittsburgh and he stopped going on Pat McAfee?
No.
Like that now it happened?
I think it's part of probably a learning process and a process for, like, let's make two things clear. He hasn't said it. He's admitted his mistakes on how it ended in Green Bay and what transpired in New York. He started being nice to young guys, taking them under his wing, really working with them, which he was totally unwilling to do in Green Bay. So he adjusted that with the Jets. He went to the Jets in part because he wanted the ability to have say in the roster, the coaching staff, and how things were run. After that failed, he then ends up in the place, the next closest thing to Green Bay you can find in the NFL, in the Pittsburgh Steelers. They are run extremely similar. They have their priorities in similar places, and they are run like front office wise to a quite similar degree. So to me, those are all him because he'll never say it. Maybe he will after he retires that it was a mistake, but he's recognized and through his actions kind of shown, like, yeah, that probably wasn't the right move for me. I wasn't in the right spot in my career where that would have made a lot of sense. So it's kind of like, I know he wants to beat the Packers and he wants to beat his old head coach, who I think he has like a friendly, competitive relationship with. I don't think those two necessarily hate each other, but I know damn well he wants to beat Goody. And he wants to stick it to him.
Yeah, that I agree with.
I still think that hatred is going absolutely nowhere, especially when they're calling him Guten Kraus after Michael Jordan and with the way they treated Jerry Krause.
Oh, sure.
So, yeah, it's like, had he gone and had a ton of success and the Packers were faltering, I think my feelings would change. But I feel good about where the Packers are and are heading in the future. And I don't view him as a real threat to like achieve at a very high level. Yeah. So he's not going to have this amount of success where I can look at and be like, oh.
Do you think this is like a low scoring, gross defensive game? I do too.
The problem is the Steelers' defense has been bad, and they've played mostly bad offenses. Mm-hmm. So there is an opportunity for the Packers there to take advantage of a slow, and not that good defense. I don't think the Packers are going to do that because they haven't done that for the intervening past 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I also don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to go out like a chump against a team I think is better than them. Little teaser, I'm probably going to predict them to lose this game.
Oh,
wow.
Because I think Mike Tomlin as a head coach, Aaron Rodgers as a quarterback, and like as a veteran, they are going to be able to take advantage of the mistakes we haven't seen happen, especially last week, and then in the tie against the Cowboys.
I'm kind of sick of how our brains sometimes are on similar wavelengths. I wasn't going to tease it. I'm also going to pick the Steelers to win this week. It just feels like a uh-oh type game.
Yeah, they get into a similar situation as we've seen them. Tight situation at the end. For the Packers to win and to tie, it took mistakes from the other teams to get there. And I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to make that mistake. Now, granted, he's throwing more interceptions right now. He's had two interception games.
Yeah, more than he ever has.
Yes, and he's on pace to like set a career high for interceptions at this point, maybe aside from like his first year at this point. But it does seem like he is more prone to mistakes in the past.
Yeah.
But we're going to get the best possible version of 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly on that. So we will see. But we will talk more about this return game on Friday because there's plenty of Aaron Rodgers and Matt LaFleur stuff to talk about. Aaron Rodgers will meet with Green Bay reporters tomorrow.
Yeah.
Which I'm curious to see what he has to say.
On Zoom, too. Hopefully he doesn't show them the bottom of his foot again.
Or maybe he will for old time's sake.
I don't think he says much. I think he handles it like LaFleur. I think he'll get sentimental about some of the guys that he worked with in his time there. But I don't think there's going to be anything in terms of bulletin board or like you could take a lot from this. Now it's Aaron Rodgers. He's liable to do literally anything. And he could decide to grind an axe with somebody he sees in the Zoom who he doesn't particularly like. Like that wouldn't shock me. But he seems to have a mostly good with relationship with the people who've covered him in Green Bay.
Yeah. Specifically Jason.
Yeah, but like I know Matt Scheibman went out there with the Jets and they did like a one-on-one sit down. You know he's going to call Rob Bob and they're going to laugh about it. He's probably going to make a comment about him being bald. There's going to be some jovial laughter back and forth. He'll show respect to Spoon as he always did. And then compliment Stephanie Sutton on her out of left field question.
Wow.
It's unbelievable how on point that's going to end up being.
Yeah, that was a little creepy.
At the end.
What?
Well, this is...
Was it creepy? He's watched that many Aaron Rodgers press conferences.
I know, but I was like, I'm literally there right now, and I hate how accurate this is. And the order, too, might be exactly right, too.
Yeah, it's true.
Because Stephanie's questions usually come towards the end after everybody's asked the actual, and not to dismiss what she's asking. I think she's asked some incredible questions.
She's terrific.
And got amazing answers from him. But usually the questions are like, how are you going to feature, back then, Romeo Dobbs more? And then it'll be something more personal life, Aaron Rodgers. And then, I mean, that's when he's the most interesting.
You think they're going to ask him about getting married?
That's a great question. We should ask Jason that. That's a great question for you to pose on Weekly Wildy tomorrow morning.
Oh, yeah. Well, I talked to him before the Zoom.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
Somebody's got to fall on the sword.
Yeah. We have Rob on Kyle Preston Nortman at 2:30 today, so I'll have those guys ask him, too.
Yeah.
We need to put it in as many years as possible because I want to hear him talk to Green Bay reporters about that.
He'll probably say it's none of your business.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But the other side is because he has such a much more personal relationship with those guys, he might be more willing to open up to them about it.
That's what I was getting at. Yeah, I agree with Hunter on that. So maybe we'll all find out. I still find that whole situation fascinating. We know her name's Brittany, and that's it.
With an I.
And allegedly they got married. Yeah, with an I.
Yeah, and he sort of mentioned that offhandedly once in a
Pat McAfee Christmas interview.
And I don't think he did it on purpose. I think it kind of just slipped out because that's what he calls her.
Yeah.
And he felt comfortable and then realized, I probably shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, correct.
But since then, they've been able to keep her. I'm not super interested. I would be probably more interested if it was a celebrity.
But you have to understand how much digging has been done to try to figure out who she is, and nobody can figure it out.
Well, the thing is, there is no marriage license in any of the American states.
Oh, you think they did it on like an ayahuasca trip?
Yes, or they just didn't actually get married. They're just calling it marriage, and they're not going through because, you know, it's a government thing, and we are bonded for life.
Here we go.
No, that's not a here we go. There's plenty of people that do that. That's a very normal thing, Strouf.
No. He's doing a thing on Aaron Rodgers. That's what he's doing.
No, because if it was a normal legal marriage, we would be able to find records of it because those are of public record.
All right. Before we move on to our monthly ass rankings, which I'm very excited to talk about, Joshy referenced what Matt LaFleur said about the Steelers game. I just want you to hear, if you haven't yet, from Matt LaFleur, because I think it's the correct approach. It's just fascinating to me. Here's Matt LaFleur earlier in the week.
Playing the Pittsburgh Steelers, who happen to have Aaron Rodgers. I mean, it's as simple as that. That is for you guys to talk about.
Yeah, and we will.
Also, it's for your entire defense to talk about, apparently.
Yeah.
Jason Wilde's article, Channel 3000, go check it out. Everybody, as you would imagine,
correct,
is excited to face a guy they grew up watching or playing with or against at points in their career. Like, there's guys who were extremely young.
Yeah, there's not a ton of guys on this team that have played with Rodgers.
No, it's...
I'm trying to think defensively. It would be Rashawn Gary.
Yep.
That might be it.
I think that's the end of the list.
It's got to be it.
Quay Walker? Devontae Wyatt? One season?
I think those guys were all rookies, Jordan's. Because this would be their third season.
No, it's their fourth year. So I think they played 1 year with him.
Yeah. And then offense is Elton Jenkins.
Yep, Dobbs and Watson.
Was Sheed there?
Yeah, it's his fourth year, so yes.
Yeah.
A lot of the line, a couple of the receivers. But like no Jaden Reed, no.
It's sparse.
It is. Wow. Yeah, no Kraft, no Musgrave. Obviously Love is one of them. Mm-hmm. Wow, that's interesting. It is really few and far between.
Yeah, it's more of a Aaron Rodgers facing Matt LaFleur and the Green Bay franchise than it is those guys there. Obviously, Rashawn Gary talks about like wanting to sack him. Micah Parsons does the same. Keyshawn Nixon talking about wanting to intercept him. I also believe Xavier McKinney put voice to that. It's
Nixon too, right?
I said Nixon, didn't I?
Yeah, but he played 1 year with him?
He might have been on special teams at that time when he was...
Yeah, he wasn't really a featured corner yet, but I think they crossed over for 1 year. Sorry, I'm still trying to rack my brain.
But Nixon did, in Jason's article, have like a good thing to say where he didn't want to be in Green Bay and had a bad attitude, and Aaron would give him a hug and like kind of encourage him and bring him on. And that's the one thing that I've never doubted his veracity of claims on, of the way he treated Jordan Love and he treated some of the more veteran guys. The rookies and young guys, totally different conversation. But when he puts his arm around somebody and decides to make them a person he's going to invest effort into, the results are usually pretty good and pretty genuine. And it's not just for show. It's to get the best out of your teammates.
I'm with you on that. Okay, we will talk more Rodgers, Steelers, Packers coming up on Friday as we do a deep dive preview of that game. But that's all for now because it's the best time of the month, fellas. It's the best time of the month. It's time to talk about our ass rankings for the second time in the NFL season. So the last time we talked about our ass rankings were when we debuted the ass rankings. And if you did not join us for that episode, we look at all the teams in the NFL, all 32 teams, and we try to figure out which teams are ass and which level of ass they fall into. So prior to the week 4, so exactly 4 weeks ago, we debuted the following with these 6 categories. Stinky ass, which I think actually turned into frisky ass. Swamp ass, suck ass, ultra ass, mega ass, turbo ass. Okay? So we've done some readjusting. The 6 categories we now subscribe to. The best level of ass is frisky ass, which means you could maybe be good and you can kind of compete with anybody and you might bounce back at some point. Then it's suck ass. So that's like, you're just not that good, but you're not awful. Then it's swamp ass. We think you're pretty bad. And then it's the levels of just you're horrible. ultra ass, mega ass, and turbo ass is the absolute worst of the worst. So before the show, we finalized our pre-week 8 ass rankings with plenty of discussion, which we will continue to have. And we have determined that despite there being 3 teams in each category this go-round, that not all ass is created equal.
Well, brother, preach.
Not all ass is created equal. So we unveil to you, the MIA, the pre-week 8 ass rankings in the National Football League. We start with frisky ass. How about the Chicago Bears?
What a turnaround from turbo ass to frisky ass.
Wow, what a turnaround indeed. They've won 4 in a row.
Some are calling it the improvement of the year.
It sure might be. It sure might be. So the Chicago Bears in frisky ass, and then 2 AFC West teams join them in frisky ass. That would be the Denver Broncos and the Los Angeles Chargers.
Yeah.
The Denver Broncos got their brakes beat in. I say that right?
Beat
Breaks
off.
beat off.
Okay.
That's
Denver, though, scored 33 points in the fourth quarter to comeback win over the Giants, which makes them especially frisky.
Yeah, I mean, the problem for the Broncos has been Bo Nix almost exclusively. Their defense is great, usually, except for that game where they decided to give up all those points to the Giants. But yeah, that team is solely dependent on the results you get weekly from Bo Nix. I think the Chargers are probably the best team in this
Category? I would agree.
They've suffered so many injuries.
So many.
They're down to their 3rd and 4th running back. They are down to their, I believe, 3rd left tackle and 2nd right tackle. And they are also missing a guard or 2 along the line there. They looked really good, and I think Joe Alt is either just got back or will be getting back, which I'm sure will be a benefit. And
Big
then
benefit.
Hampton is still about 2 to 3 weeks away.
That's what it sounds like, yeah.
I think they'll be a playoff team that can win one in wild card rounds.
Yeah, I still think they could win that division.
Justin Herbert recently has just been due for one really bad interception a game.
Yes, he has been.
He started off at the beginning of the year.
Well, they started 3-0 in the division.
He was in top 5 quarterback arguments.
Oh, yeah.
After the first 3 games.
When we released these initial rankings prior to week 4, he was.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, Chiefs are winning that division. They're going to run away with it.
They might at this point, but 3 early season losses is why I said that.
Yeah,
including one to the Chargers, so they have the tiebreaker as it stands right now.
I don't think the Chargers are where they need to be in terms of to hold off, even as they get those guys to return.
Yeah.
I don't think they're there yet. I do think they are a playoff team, though. And sure, something could happen with the Chiefs that make them lose a couple games or 2, but that's your Super Bowl.
Yeah, the Broncos 5-2, the Chargers 4-3. Both make frisky ass category alongside Will's Chicago Bears.
The Broncos get into the playoffs, play the sloppiest game ever, and flip a coin if they win ever.
Yeah. Depends on Bo Nix plays too, right? I mean, to your point, he is ultimately the guy that will make or break them. All right, let's move on to the suck-ass category. Couple of reasons for these 3 teams, but we will start with the Baltimore Ravens, who had just came out as we've been live, that Lamar Jackson's practicing.
Yeah.
So they may get Lamar back here this week. Joining them in the suck-ass category is the Minnesota Vikings and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Could see a flip from the Ravens and the Bears this week as they play each other. I think the Ravens, they're in suck-ass right now, but once they get Lamar back and they win a game, they'll move up to frisky-ass, and then if they rattle off a couple more, they'll be off their ass rankings.
Yeah, I think Lamar returns. That offense looks better. They probably go on one of those streaks where they end up winning the AFC North, and they're out of there, but hey, they haven't won in a long time.
It's true.
Hopefully it doesn't start this week.
Also, their schedule was brutal. And then they had all those injuries. They had the toughest schedule to start the season of any team by like a long shot. And then they didn't have Lamar Jackson for, I think, 3 of those games.
That's correct, yep.
Yeah, not fun.
Yeah, 1-5, not a great start. But, Joshy, you said before the show an interesting Ravens take that I was intrigued by.
That they're going to win the North. I said that.
He just said that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
1-5, Steelers are 4-2.
Yep.
Got a lot of ground to make up.
Yep. Well, after the Steelers go 4-4, Yeah, it's just they're going to beat the Steelers in their head-to-head matchup. They've got one more at least, or maybe even two. I think the Steelers, the longer Aaron Rodgers has to play and take hits, it's going to be bad for him.
Both games remaining, December 7th and the final game of the season between the Ravens and the Steelers.
I would slot in the Ravens to win both those games.
If Lamar's healthy, I tend to agree.
Yeah.
All right, let's move to Swamp Ass. Now, all three of these teams are interesting in their own right. We have the New York, they're all NFC teams. We have the New York Giants who are 2-5. We have the Washington Commanders who are 3-4. And the Carolina Panthers who are 4-3. They're above 500, but in our fourth worst category. It's Swamp Ass. Look, I actually advocated for the Giants to be in Frisky Ass, which seems too high for a 2-5 team.
Yes.
So I understand why we put him here. But I am thoroughly intrigued by Jackson Dart. It seems like he could be a hit.
Yeah, but you got to call a spade a spade. They're 2-5 and gave up 33 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they've got a ways to go. They're a fun team.
Yes.
But they're still ass.
And that's why I said Frisky kind of felt right for them, but you're right.
Yeah.
They're too bad to be Frisky.
Yeah. I mean, Jackson Dart has done
for you
all
to
of
say.
this without Malik Neighbors.
Yep.
One of the probably guys who we'll be talking about as the best receiver in the NFL in like 2-3 years. Once the Chases and the Jeffersons age themselves out, they're good. Like, Jackson Dart has been good. Cam Scatterbo.
What a great story that's been.
I hope he enjoys this sun run while he has it, because I don't know how long he is for the NFL with the style he plays at. This week, if you were watching at all, he sought out contact 2 yards into the end zone. That's not great for longevity. He's fun. He's a total moron, but he's the type of football player that is entertaining to watch. And we also have just no idea what's going to happen with the Giants. Is Jackson Dart going to save the jobs of the guys there? I have no idea.
I think so.
The Commanders, they can't stay healthy, but to me, that's almost not an excuse. That team is old as hell.
Yep.
Jaden Daniels part of the reason that they are injured and not playing as well, and he's not old. But everyone else on that team is near geriatric, and it is no shock that they keep losing guys and losing players and then ending up with an uncompetitive roster. And the Panthers are the Panthers. Andy Dalton, the Red Rifles.
Yeah, Bryce Young's hurt. And
They also haven't played anyone good, really, the past couple weeks.
yeah, I'm curious how that game, not this week, but next week against the Packers is going to go.
Well, if
It's at Lambeau, so the Packers will win.
If history's anything, it'll be way too close for 3/4 of the game. The Packers will win by 2 scores, and we'll go, hey, we can't get mad about wins, but it didn't look that great.
Ultra ass category. Each of the Packers' last 2 opponents fall in here, and to Joshy's point, far too close in both of them. Cardinals, Bengals, and the Houston Texans, the third team in Ultra ass.
I think Texas might be the most unwatchable team.
Yeah, I tend to agree.
Yeah.
And I believe do they have another primetime game this week?
Who knows? CJ Stroud, not that good.
Not that good.
Their defense is good, which then makes it not entertaining to watch the other team play offense. It's just bad all around.
I lied. They're on. Oh, no. They do not have a primetime game. They play the 49ers at noon, which is not going to be good.
They also drafted 2 young pass catchers, but they're deciding to use Xavier Hutchinson instead of trying to get those guys some
Shout out
use
Iowa
there.
State.
Yeah, Jalen Noel and Jaden Higgins.
All right, let's get to our final 6 teams in the ass rankings. In the mega ass category, not a whole lot to be said here.
Yeah.
Saints, Raiders, Browns, mega ass.
Raiders have been horrible
Geno
the
Smith's
past couple
been
weeks.
awful.
I mean, they put Kenny Pickett in for one play and he fumbled the first snap he got after taking out Geno. I think they had under 100 passing yards this past week against the Chiefs and under 30 rushing yards.
And they ran 30 total plays, the lowest mark since like the 70s.
Chiefs had 30 first downs. The Raiders had 3.
And 30 plays. The Chiefs had as many first downs as the Raiders ran in total plays, kept them to under 100 yards. The Raiders should be thanking Alex Strouf that they managed to stay out of Turbo S. And that's just because you liked balancing the numbers for some odd reason.
It's because Genty, maybe. Genty's exciting, but he only got like 12 carries.
But Bowers is hurt. Geno Smith's horrible. Genty hasn't been as good as anybody expected. Max Crosby's hurt, right?
And no,
He's just going to get traded.
He's apparently going to be a Dallas Cowboy.
That's Hunter.
They need a pass rusher.
Who, by the way, no Dallas Cowboys on this list, as you'll notice.
Yes.
Yeah.
We left them off for now. We will see in November if that's the case, but as of now, that is the case.
They'll be back.
I was going to say, I still think, here's the thing, Dak Prescott has been MVP good and gotten them out of this. If he even just plays pretty good, we might find ourselves back in the frisky-ass rankings.
And here we go for our final part of the rankings in Turbo-ass.
The one you've all been waiting for.
The one you've all been waiting for. I am willing to make a proclamation before I reveal the teams. I think these 3 teams are locked in Turbo-ass. I don't think they move for the rest of the season.
They are so bad, and some of these teams have a potential to get worse. We may need to invent something worse than Turbo-ass.
Extra Turbo-ass?
Because the Dolphins might start trading assets.
Yeah.
The Jets haven't won yet.
Correct.
So those two might need their own special category.
And look, the Titans only won a game because Amari DiMercado fumbled at the 1-yard line and what should have been like a 70-yard touchdown.
There's also the interception that got fumbled and recovered in the end zone for a touchdown, the game-winning touchdown. I have a quote real quick from Jets owner Woody Johnson yesterday. I don't know if you guys saw this. He said, if you look at any head coach with a QB like that, you're going to see similar results across the league. If we could just complete a pass, it would look good.
Woody Johnson does not deserve the right to speak at microphones. I know he owns the team, but it never does any good for anybody.
So they are just over Justin Fields.
Well, guess what? Tyrod Taylor, little overaged. Their offensive line, not great. He gets hurt. You think Justin Fields is going to strap up a helmet for that team again? Not a chance.
Who's their third-string quarterback?
I don't
Mike
know.
White, maybe?
I was going to say, anybody got any guesses?
Could be literally
Tim Boyle? No, they don't have one.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's bad.
They only have the 2.
I was going to say, I know we floated as a joke, but with how bad the Badgers have been, do we make fickle ass the one for the Dolphins if things keep getting bad?
That's not a bad call by you.
Here's what I want to say. We made a mistake not making that its own category and just putting the Badgers in there honorary for being an uncompetitive
Turbo
loser.
ass. Former Missouri quarterback Brady Cook on the Jets practice squad.
Okay.
He's frisky. He's frisky ass himself.
As you're wearing
He's
a
on
Missouri
practice squad for
polo.
the Jets.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
What? Well, how did we just get Missouri?
I don't know.
What's the word I'm looking for?
Commentary?
No. It's like a pumping up of that, like a... I don't know. Move on.
Okay.
I've been cooking all day and my brain stopped working.
How long do we give Mike McDaniel?
Oh, I was surprised he made it through this weekend.
I think he's going to look wonderful in green and gold in December.
You think he's going to wear those capris pants?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Even in the winter.
Yeah.
He's not a cold weather guy.
Yeah, but the thing is...
He's going to be in the booth, though.
Yeah, he'll be in the booth, and he will do what Robert Saleh and Nathaniel Hackett and Luke Getsy have done the last 2 years for this team. That will be a role Mike McDaniel
Advisor.
finds himself in.
And then he'll
Luke
be,
Getsy.
and then he'll get hired to be someone's offensive coordinator, and their offense will be really, really good
Yep.
in 2026.
Can't believe I heard of Luke Getsy today.
And then
He's still in Green Bay.
I know. Just wasn't expecting to hear his name.
Mike will get a head coaching job, and then the same thing will happen again. Because that's what the NFL
Maybe you should
does.
coach the Badgers.
No.
Yeah,
God,
he's clearly not prepared for that. The Dolphins need to move on from Tua. Sorry, Tua, you're benched. You're not our quarterback next
Quinn
year.
Ewers, here we go.
Yeah, true. All right, there's your ass rankings ahead of Week 8 of the NFL season. So right now, we are planning to do that about every 4 weeks, give or take. There's no hard and fast rule on it. But I'm thinking towards the end of the season, we kick it up. Kick it up to every week, approaching the playoffs.
We need to.
Eliminated ass might become a category. Fraudulent ass.
Then it would be no ass if it's eliminated.
So just Strouf.
There
So
we go.
I don't have an ass. I just have a long back. Could be that. All right. Well, that was good. Let's move some things around, despite what the right side of our screen says today. Because I want to talk about the Packers' expectations, and we kind of did that already. Let's jump all the way to one word, and then we'll talk Bucks, and then we'll get to what we missed. Because the Wisconsin Badgers, as we just referenced, are mega turbo ass. Mega turbo ass might be a better way to put it. They are horrible. We've talked about it all week. We talked about on Monday a little bit the conversation, or rather the letter that was sent out by the athletic director, Chris McIntosh. Luke Fickell just has no personality. It's just brutal. Nobody seems excited. I am having a hard time coming up with a lot of words or new words to describe just how bad the situation in Madison, Wisconsin is. So we're not going to come up with a lot of words. We're going to talk only Badgers, but we will play One Word Wednesday strictly about the Wisconsin Badgers and the state of their football program. Myself, Joshy, and Will respond to every one of Hunter's Badgers-related topics with one word, sometimes more, sometimes less. And that will be our One Word Wednesday for this week as we discuss the horrible, horrible state of the union that is the Wisconsin Badgers football team. Hunter, floor is yours.
We're going to start with the man, Luke Fickell. One word to describe his tenure with the Wisconsin Badgers.
Underwhelming feels strong, like not strong enough.
Ass.
Turbo.
Non-existent.
I can only do one word. Disheartening.
Repeat the prompt again.
One word for Luke Fickell's tenure with the Wisconsin Badgers.
Yeah, ass. It's ass.
Yeah, it's been ass.
You could say embarrassing. You could say,
again, that doesn't feel strong enough.
You could say ruinous, disastrous.
That Matthew chimes in with disastrous.
Apoplectic.
Good word. Write that one down, Will.
I already have a couple for today.
That one.
And that's a word we've done a few times.
Yeah, I do remember that one.
All right.
I'm going to go non-existent. He's just an empty vest on that sideline right now.
Empty vest. Together, everybody achieves more.
One word for Chris McIntosh's letter to the fans.
Disingenuous.
Tone deaf. Hyphen.
Allowed.
Fake.
Good.
The letter wasn't real. Was it actually on paper?
You could print it if you elected to.
But he didn't mail it.
It was all digital. It's a great point by you.
It wasn't a letter.
Wasn't a letter.
That letter might be
that was an email
worthy. It's so silly. Further investment isn't going to change what has seemingly taken over here. It is simply just a way to buy yourself time and sort of. I think both of those guys recognize that their tenures are tied, so they need to do everything possible to keep both of them employed.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
See, I would have gone with obtuse for it.
Yeah.
Ooh, good word. Hey, you can play too. Just because you write the questions doesn't mean you can't play.
Okay, I'm going obtuse. I was very annoyed when I read that, especially considering the idea that like he's insinuating that the fan base needs to invest more in the program. I'm like, I'm investing a lot of my dollars to go and watch a terrible product.
Hold on. Well.
Larger than 100 or 90 degrees. Obtuse triangle.
Angle.
Yeah.
Just angle, not triangle. Just angle.
Correct?
But when somebody says
yes,
you're being obtuse, what are they saying?
Multiple meetings.
It means you're being larger than 90 degrees.
Yeah, you got it.
Nailed it.
Put that on the list.
Hunter, air horn.
One word for Chris McIntosh's tenure with the Badgers.
Oh, we did Chris McIntosh's letter, then Chris McIntosh.
Yep.
Failure.
Incorrect choice.
Non-informed, ill-informed,
Ooh, ill-informed.
Ill-prepared.
ill-prepared.
Hyphen. Allowed.
Cronyism.
Dude, stop. I got too many words. Sorry.
I wasn't even thinking to add words to his list.
I was trying to come up with whatever the opposite of the Midas touch would be. It feels like whatever he touches kind of dies.
Yeah, it doesn't turn to gold. That's for sure.
Yeah,
What do you know about Midas?
I don't know. I was thinking about Medusa. When you look at her and you turn to stone.
I mean,
The
close.
Midas touch. It's in a Drake song.
He said it, didn't he?
Who?
Didn't Hunter describe the Midas touch as?
Yeah, but he
said
wasn't
it?
listening. He's on the computer.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm still on cronyism.
Our fourth one, the Wisconsin Badgers are 34-point underdogs against the Oregon Ducks on Saturday.
Let's go Ducks.
That's not one word. I'm not allowing that one. That one's not allowed.
Quack.
Yeah. Dead.
Onomatopoeia. Don't you love that?
I love
Nice.
onomatopoeia.
I'm using 2 words. That's too small of a line.
That's 6 words.
Too small.
Deadhead is one word.
I use dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
There you go,
I think it has
deadhead.
multiple meanings.
Yes.
Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very.
Badgers are
I'm very
dead.
mad I didn't get my hands on that stuff.
Spread. I'm taking the Oregon spread.
Just because I want to finish off with something positive around the Badgers. Basketball starts November 3rd against Campbell.
Davison. Brad Davison.
I'm looking for a word better than just opposite, because my feelings about the basketball program and Greg Gard and the way he's adapted and adopted the transfer portal and the NIL funds that they have feels like a tale of two entirely different programs.
Excited. I'm
Yes.
very excited.
Top 3 in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are number 24 in both the AP and coaches preseason polls.
Hell yeah.
It's like right where you want Badger basketball to be preseason.
And
Yeah, I agree.
the fact that we can no longer be slandered with the slow, boring basketball accusations. Awesome.
Yeah, well, I hope that remains to be the case, and it seems with the transfer portal additions, it will be.
It seems like when Greg Gard was asked about, hey, you're playing a different style. Also, breaking news: the
All
Packers
white.
are wearing
Yeah.
all white. The way he talked about it seems like he's leaving the previous offense behind, and they realize to get transfers and to get guys that are possibly like a John Tonje going to blossom as they hit their older years, or they have some experience. It seems like he does not think that offense is going to work, and that's exciting because let's be honest, as much as we convinced ourselves we loved, what was the offense called? Why is it slipping my mind?
Air raid.
Nope. Basketball.
Triangle.
No.
Obtuse triangle.
Swing. Wasn't it?
Swing, yes. Yes, as much as we convinced ourselves the swing offense was actually good, they were highly efficient, blah, 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 blah. The John Tonje version and the season we watched last year was so fun.
You know, pat on the back to me, I was only half listening, so I was confused
could
by you
tell.
were asking about the air raid offense after bringing up John Tonje.
I mean, to tie it to Badger football, it's crazy that Camp Randall and the Kohl Center are maybe a mile and a half apart, and Luke Fickell can literally
Yep.
see a guy on his own campus being successful, figuring out ways to get kids in the state to come and play basketball there still, and good players
Yeah.
in the state, and figure out how to adapt from an old way of doing things. And Fickell's just like, nah. Like, it's insane to me that this is even a problem when you can see it working at your own school.
Evolution is a wild concept for college coaches. Some are great at it. Some are horrible at it. I think we know which is which in this scenario. Speaking of
Fickell is
evolution,
ass at it.
Fickell ass. Speaking of evolution, new look Milwaukee Bucks tonight as the season tips off at Fiserv Forum. Chris Middleton and the Washington Wizards come to town, take on the Bucks in Game 1 of the NBA season. Miles Turner, Giannis will lead the charge for the Bucks this season. Am I the only one who's like expecting a top 4 finish for the Bucks?
Yes.
No. I think they're going to be a
am.
lot better than people expect.
They just can't. Here's the big thing for them, because obviously we spent the entire offseason listening to the Giannis rumors, and the Giannis could go, he could ask for a trade rumors and analysis that we just did all offseason long. And I remember when we were at Door County Distillery back in June. I believe Josh called me obtuse.
Did I?
I think so. Yes. For saying things like he's not going anywhere. I don't believe he's going anywhere, which seems to be the case at least for now. So what the Bucks need to do?
You've taken a decidedly different tone from that day to today.
I think a lot of it was BS.
I don't.
Now, on that note, though, I will say this. In order for those to stop for the remainder of the season, you cannot afford to get out to the slow start you've gotten off to each of the last 2 seasons.
You need to win, and you need to win a lot.
Yep.
You said you think they're going to be top 4 in the East, right? Not in the entire NBA.
Yes, I said East.
Yeah, it's just the East is turbo ass.
Well, I don't know that
No.
it's turbo ass. I think it's turbo confusing.
The East has gotten a lot better. There's a lot of young teams like the Magic that added guys like Desmond Bain and are getting a lot better. The Pistons are going to get better. The Knicks are just going to keep getting better. The Hawks.
The Knicks, I'm confused by. I agree with you. I mean, like, obviously they have good pieces.
I think we're doing a thing here. Look to the West.
There's better teams in the West. I'm not disagreeing with that
like-
point.
But the
6
Bucks don't
better.
play in the West.
But I think in the Eastern Conference, there's a lot of teams where there's a lot of questions. The Bucks are one of them, but there's a lot of teams with question marks. And you look at, you say the Knicks, you say the Pistons, you say the Celtics, you say the Hawks, you say the Magic.
Celtics are out.
Celtics are it's a gap.
How long is Tatum out?
The year.
The
year.
He's at the whole year?
Yeah.
Yes.
He got
they
hurt.
and they got rid of some of their veterans.
I think the bigger question mark is the 76ers. With Joel
Yeah,
Embiid
absolutely.
coming back, they could be very
if
good.
I know anything about them, they will suck.
Yeah, they will suck.
Most likely.
Yeah.
They will find a way to suck despite the
Yes.
fact they shouldn't suck.
The Sixers are going to have like a top 2 record in the East up until, I'm going to say, probably New Year's. And then Embiid's going to get hurt again. And then they're just going to plummet. Like that's
gonna
just,
sell
And Paul
the
George will
holidays.
Paul George will play 40 games.
He's going to be housing Shirley
No, he's not,
Temples.
because he quit his podcast.
Oh, Podcast P is no longer?
Yeah, he's focusing on basketball.
Primetime
oh,
P.
man.
Yeah, but I mean, like, Tyrese Maxey obviously had a great year last year for them. Kelly Oubre is still a good piece for them. I'm curious to see how the Sixers are.
But to your point about them getting off to a slow start, you can't do that in the East this year. I think the East is going to be a lot better. And to get off to a slow start, I believe it was them and the 76ers last year were the 2 bottom-ranking teams through 9 games.
Josh is Googling something, which makes me think he's about to quiz me on who he play for, but I could just be completely wrong on that. Okay.
I was just looking at, like, where do people think a lot of these teams are going to finish from the East? And let's just look up a power rankings here. Obviously, number 1 is the reigning NBA champions.
Yep.
2 is the Denver Nuggets. We haven't mentioned the Cavs, which is a miss by us.
Oh, yep, missed by us. Yep,
Well,
they're
they're,
going to get it again.
they're the consensus top
one.
team in the
The
East.
Cavs and the Knicks are both going to be competing for that. And then I think behind that, well, let's look here. The T-Wolves are 5. The Clippers are 6. The Rockets are 7.
A lot of
The
Western
Warriors
Conference.
are 8.
A lot of Western
The Magic are 9.
Wow.
Lakers are 10. And Pistons are 11.
Yeah, I still have questions about the Magic and the Pistons.
I'm high on the Magic this year.
I'm high on both of them. I agree with you, but like, I think there's a little bit of a proven concept, obviously, with one of the best players in the world in Giannis. And as long as him and Miles Turner mesh, I think this is a team that could win 55 games to 60 games.
That's the thing. With Giannis on your side, you're guaranteed to at least be a top 8-7 team in the East.
At least.
I think an 8 seed would be a big disappointment, and you could kiss Giannis goodbye.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I'd put their ceiling at a 5 seed.
Ooh.
I think
Their ceiling?
I think 4 is in play, and I think 3 is also in play.
Yeah, I think ceiling's higher than that.
I don't know.
The
I'm
floor
going
is
to be,
certainly a 9 or an 8 seed, being in the play-in.
as much as I loved Brooke Lopez, I'm going to be really happy to not watch Brooke Lopez just get torched on a pick and roll in the postseason. Like, my goodness. That added all of the gray hair that I have in my beard. That's getting worse, by the way. I noticed that this morning. I'm going through a little bit of a thing here.
Just for men. New sponsor opportunity, Just for Men Gel.
Yeah, I might have to. But like, I think the Bucks, again, I think as a team, it is going to look a little bit different than what we've seen because Miles Turner can space better. Like, it's going to feel different here early. And I have this weird feeling, I can't put my finger on it, that they are going to be much better this year at the start than what they were last year. And I think part of that is Giannis is not going to want to allow them to be as bad as they were at the beginning of the year last year.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm looking forward to going to the game tonight. The Chris Middleton video package.
I'm sure the Bucks will. It'll be a really close game between the Wizards and the Bucks.
Yeah, but the thing is, it might be. It's game one.
That's the thing about the NBA. The first 25 games really don't matter that much.
Go to YouTube before the game and watch the Thanalysis interview with Chris and Giannis. We played 5-6 minutes of that of when Chris got traded. I thought it was really good. And anytime you get that much Giannis plus Chris plus the other two fellas,
it's really good.
there,
it's worth your time.
And Thanasis and Tony. It's interesting, and it's as sad as the circumstances are. It's cool to see two people who so clearly love each other talk in that format.
Yeah, I agree. It's totally worth your time. On YouTube at Thanalysis Show, wherever you get your podcast, just look up Thanalysis with Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis is there for most of it. Chris Middleton and Tony Cartagena. Really good interview. Really, really worth your while if you're a Bucks fan. And obviously, if you miss Chris, because I think looking back on that trade, didn't love it. I did in the moment.
You liked it in the moment?
I shouldn't say I loved it.
I liked it for a month after.
Yeah, I liked it for a month.
Yeah, you had those couple of games where Kuzma was playing some lockdown D, and you're like, "Oh, okay, I can see the role for him. I can see it."
Well, they needed to get younger and more reliable, and they needed a more reliable piece. And Kuzma has never really had bad injuries.
Yeah, he was a good scorer on the second unit for a month, and then he just fell off.
Yeah, so we'll see what he is this year.
Last year was statistically his worst ever career year. He was that going into it. It was an availability play, but it didn't make them.
But hold on, Josh. What if he has a career year this year?
Want to bet?
No, I do not. All right, time now for What We Missed, What We Learned. That is presented by Door County Distillery, locally produced, handcrafted, award-winning spirits made locally in beautiful Door County. Whiskeys, gins, rums, brandies, vodkas, and more. It's bourbon season, Joshy. I know you know that. It's bourbon season. It's cold out right now. By the way, it is cold.
I woke up this morning 4 a.m., took the dog out. First of all, my house was way too cold. Turned off the heat last night because I got a little hot. So I turned it all the way off, woke up, and we were approaching senior breath inside territory.
Oh, boy.
Not that I would drink bourbon in the morning, but it sure would have woken me up and warmed me up had I had some.
DoorCountyDistillery.com. Find the retailer near you. If you're in Milwaukee, you're in Beaver Dam. You can get their Bat Bleep bourbon. I guess I could, in theory, say the actual name of it, right?
Yeah, as long as we don't air this on the radio. Josh is a boss now. Yeah. Josh, your call.
Yeah, Josh, you're a boss. Can I say it?
I would suggest against it.
All right, Bat Bleep bourbon it is. Beaver Dam, Milwaukee. It is available at retailers nearest you. Check out their website, DoorCountyDistillery.com. Find it. It's very good. Very good. Check it out. Speaking of what we missed, Joshy, you had to leave the studio during your show this morning. A little fire alarm action.
Yeah. Fire alarm's gone off here before. There's a food hall here. There's grills being turned on. There's food prep happening. Yep. Not totally something we weren't prepared for, but when our engineer came here with a concerned look on his face saying, you need to evacuate, that was a little concerning.
Yeah, that's always good.
Yeah.
You're welcome, by the way. I was the one that put out the fire.
There wasn't a fire.
Elevator
dust.
Yeah, I was the one that figured it out.
Yeah.
What are you doing right now?
Trying to be a hero.
I was the hero.
Here's the thing. So I wasn't in work yet because this is about right around 8 o'clock.
Yep, shocker.
It was Jen, Gabe, and Chewy was on, dude. What are you doing here? He's around.
Well, given your history after skipping KBN yesterday, I don't think anybody should be shocked that you're not in work.
And I didn't skip. I was working. I was doing work. I'm so sick of all of you right now.
You're palling around. That's what you're doing.
I was not. What does that even mean?
Glad handing
rubbing elbows
with Gottlieb,
with the most fired head coach ever.
He is not fired.
Whoa,
brother! I'm telling you what, it won't happen no matter what.
Then I can't wait to make fun of them.
Oh my gosh,
that is fair. That is fair. I don't disagree with you on that. But also, let's see how they play this year. Let's see how they play. They open the season at Kansas on November 3rd.
Oh my gosh, is there a running clock in college basketball?
That might be necessary for that one.
You sent me a teaser, or Maddie did, of an interaction, that was the most Doug Gottlieb missing the point, which has seemingly been his career.
What happened?
When talks of his time between his radio job and his basketball job.
Yeah.
And he said, why don't other coaches get credit for it? And it's like, you said it was their off time. We're talking about your work days and how practices have to be pushed back or run by.
So the question was specifically about when he went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And I said, you got a lot of criticism for that. And he goes, yeah, but when you look at other coaches, nobody's tracking their off days. It was our off day. Okay. Yeah. Look,
how many 4-win programs, 2 in the conference, are taking off days?
I said, well, Doug, you were in the middle of the longest losing streak in the country. Probably not the best optics. And he goes, yes, I understand that, but it just comes with the territory. And I said, okay. Look, transparently, I do like Doug Gottlieb.
Obviously.
Yeah, we know.
But he does seem to occasionally miss the point.
Almost always.
And I've asked him many times. I mean, every time I've interviewed him, I think I've asked him about the optics of doing a radio show while also being a Division I head basketball coach. And he is very sold that it is not a conflict of interest. And it's not my job to change his mind on that. It's my job to ask him about it.
Mm-hmm. Well, when he goes back to only having one job in the near future, maybe we can reevaluate.
I don't know if I can say what I would like to say in response to that on the air, so I will say that off the record. But anyway, why we are talking about this is I'm filming the interviews for the second annual ESPN Wisconsin Coaches Week.
Second annual.
Going to so last year we did all these over Zoom. We played all of them on Mr. Irrelevant with all 4 Division I men's basketball coaches in the state: Greg Gard, Bart Lundy, Shaka Smart, and Doug Gottlieb. Same 4 coaches again this year. But I'm going to the campuses this year, so we were on the Green Bay campus yesterday. Thus, why I missed a little bit of Kyle Bruston Nortman yesterday. And it was just fascinating. It's fun to be inside their house and see how things operate on a day to day.
On a Strouf day.
On a Strouf day, it was a Strouf day for sure.
Mm-hmm. When you say a little bit, I heard you got in well past the halfway point of the show. So wouldn't it be more than half of the show?
Well, I guess in Madison it was past the halfway point. In reality, it was not past the halfway point. We go until 5.
It was around 3:25.
I walked in at 3:20.
Oh, okay, so close to half the show. Okay.
It was just prior to halfway point. Yes,
close to half the show.
Just prior to that.
And everyone, KVN,
everybody was very calm.
General manager, were all very supportive.
Yeah,
including me.
Yeah. Hey. You learned at the knee of Jesse Nelson. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, but Jesse Nelson doesn't... Number one, he wouldn't have shown back up to produce.
No, of course not.
No. Number 2, it wouldn't have been work-related.
Oh, no, it would have been. But it would have been... He wouldn't have been conducting the interview. It would have been, I got to go help X, Y, and Z do this. They need an extra...
Bro, I heard a story this morning on Wilde and Tausch. I'm just going to pile on if we're going to bring him up. And we're going to try to compare me to him. I heard his way of helping clean up a tailgate was asking if he could take some jelly donuts.
Yes.
And then he disappeared and didn't help with anything else.
He has social media responsibilities, don't you know?
That's a power move.
Yep.
I respect that.
Yeah.
If you were going to pick anybody to be unhelpful when it comes to do the worst part of hosting the tailgate, it's wonderful, it's great, everything. But the tear down and clean up, 1-1 is Jesse 100% of the time.
Yeah, and I am not 1-2 for the record.
He is a LeBron James.
Stop comparing me to him.
Hey, take less Jesse days.
It wasn't a Jesse day.
You just got compared to LeBron James.
No, Jesse got compared to LeBron James.
And you got compared to Jesse.
All
So
right, what'd you miss, Will?
All right, do you guys want me to start out with the one I think I'm going to get right? I have 3.
Yep.
There's a middle one
Only
either way.
3?
All right. Here's the one I think I'm going to get right. It's jovial, which means cheerful and friendly. Aaron Rodgers will be jovial if he's able to pull off the win against the Packers.
Yep, 100%.
Yep.
Nailed it.
Okay, then we have apoplectic.
Nope.
Apoplectic.
Okay, I wrote an R on there. It means... Are we done?
Are we done with what?
Laughing. I wrote it down today. I don't have great handwriting. It means overcome with anger. Matt LaFleur will be apoplectic if he does not beat Aaron Rodgers on Sunday night.
Yep.
You're doing good. You're doing good. Yep. 2
All
for
right.
2.
Yeah, 2 for 2. The last one we have is cronyism, which means appointment of friends to positions of authority. There were complaints that cronyism, did I say that right? Yeah.
Yep.
Cronyism was the reason Jerry Jones hired Marty Schottenheimer's son Brian to be the head coach of the Cowboys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Air horn.
Yep. No, you don't get it this time.
No, come on. Come on, Aaron.
I've never been 3 for 3.
Cronyism is a different way to describe nepotism, but it's non-familial.
Non-familial nepotism.
Yeah.
Got it.
Change that to the thumbnail of this.
It's
Will
hiring
Sommers
like
went 3 for 3.
friends and-
Also, he never defined obtuse.
No, he didn't. That's correct. I was just about to bring that up as well.
Larger than 90 degrees.
Got it.
It
Right.
has multiple
horn.
meanings.
The opposite,
Air horn.
the opposite of acute is obtuse.
All right, we will preview Packers Steelers coming up on Friday. Enjoy the Bucs season opener tonight. We will talk to you beginning at 12:30 Central, ESPN Madison, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, as well as the ESPN Wisconsin app, Apple Podcast, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Josh, you good job today.
I brought it.
You always do. We'll talk to you Friday. Peace.